Yeah, it's not located on any map. It's located right here. Right here. Capital M, capital T, MensTown. There's trust and friendship between men. There's no deals going south. There's no lawyers there. Only real men. And a few good dogs.
Dog. You guys know who we are by now. This is the 19th episode of MensTown Roundtable, where it is always July. I am Jay, and my handsome coworker here. Well, I guess we kind of are coworkers at this point.
Close enough.
Yeah, handsome
I've
co-host.
been coworkers before twice. So
Yeah, we have, and both times did not end up. Yeah, they did not end up very good. So hopefully this third time around, this third time's a charm. But I'm here with Big Dong Baker, and we're back delivering another banger of an episode. We have some good things to talk about today. But first, we want to kick it off with a little bit of music talk. Bake, have you noticed that chick music is at an all-time high right now?
Yeah, I mean, Taylor Swift just ended her Eras tour, and it made like $2 billion. I think it's the most money any tour has ever made. And I don't think there was a concert she didn't sell out, which is just impressive.
And it's crazy. I still can't stand her.
It's not like a stand her thing for me. It's like, I just feel like the Eras tour, it started before her and Travis Kelce have even started dating. And now I feel like they've been dating for 5 years and this tour has still been going on.
Well, if anything, it boosted her numbers.
Absolutely. Everything she's done over the last, like, taking a 5-year break to get her name out of her old record label, to make everything hers. Brilliant move. Very smart business. Go on the craziest tour of all time. Make $2 billion.
Do you think her dating Travis Kelce was like a PR stunt or no?
I mean, now he's in his last season if the Chiefs don't win.
Yeah, that's true. Questionably, because he has not been putting on a very good performance.
He hasn't been, and maybe he's been distracted, but I mean, he won a Super Bowl last year during it, so I don't know. But
you think he wins Super Bowl this year? He proposes. I think that's the only way that I'm going to believe it's not a PR stunt.
I need a kid to believe it.
Forget the proposal. I need a full blown. I need a little Travis running around.
For me to not believe it's a PR stunt, I need a kid, because they could continue on the same way, keep a marriage license with a full separation agreement. Go ahead. What's it called?
Yep. Prenup.
Yep, prenup. Thank you. That protects both of them, and it won't matter at all. So I need a kid to see that there is not a PR stunt involved.
It's not like the Josh Allen, Haley Steinfeld relationship.
Seinfeld.
That we feel really strongly on that. That's a real relationship.
We're shipping that. I couldn't care.
We're 110% shipping that. I like Josh Allen and I like Haley Steinfeld. I don't know what her last name is, if I'm being honest with you guys. But back to this chick music thing, being an all-time high. I'm getting behind it. Sabrina Carpenter, Chappell Roan, like you said, Taylor Swift, Lady Gaga. If Baker has something to say, go ahead, Baker.
I don't think you can say I'm getting behind chick music.
Well, if you see some of Sabrina Carpenter's shows, like when
she's asking for it, right?
Yeah,
okay.
When she's singing, Juno, yeah. And then of course, you got the likes of Lady Gaga, who's still in the spotlight, especially with that new song.
Come back.
Yeah. Carrie Underwood's
crazy
still
as ever.
Yep. Carrie Underwood's still big in that scene.
Yep.
And then you got like your trash rap. Who?
Chappell Roan.
I do like Chappell Roan. Well, she's been around for a while. And then that song HOTTOGO.
And the Pink Pony Club one has
Pink Pony Club
up.
That's a heater. I'm not gonna lie. I sometimes listen to it on the way to work, to my 9 to 5.
I would say from when I first met you, your music taste has been everything that's been produced. You'll listen to it once to at least give it the chance.
Yeah, I feel very strongly. I'm very passionate about music,
Mhm.
and you know this. It takes me like I'm on top of when people are releasing albums, when they're releasing songs. I keep up with all the artists that I'm really like big into, so I know pretty much everything about them when they're releasing all that good stuff. So I'm pretty passionate about that. But then you have the likes of your trashy rap, your trashy girl rap, like Glorilla and
Some of them are bops though, like maybe not bops, but like they're TikTok made songs.
oh, for sure, yeah. I mean that's like, well, I don't. That's more like I feel like that's more like singers. Like Chapel Roan is like TikTok-ish. I don't. I
But I
guess
hear
people are
more
shaking.
GLO and the GLE way more than I hear Chapel stuff on TikTok.
And a lot of it's just girls shaking ass, like Sexy Red and Ice Spice. Those are two big ones in the game right now. And then you still have Nicki Minaj, who's still pretty popular.
I feel like Nicki made the way for everyone, but what I was going to say is I feel like Ice Spice is an industry plant.
You think so?
Where did she come from? I couldn't name more than one song. Couldn't name it right now. I just feel like out of nowhere, like she's with Taylor Swift at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's
What
crazy.
reason?
That friendship there. That's actually like I did not expect that.
Who put her in the back of a box truck with Kai Cenat? You're not telling me differently.
Yeah, that's true. She has been kind of everywhere, but I mean, it's the same thing with Sexy Red. She kind of came out of nowhere.
I feel like Sexy Red has more songs that if you played it, I would be like, oh, that's her.
Well, I just like Glorilla because of the most recent song by Tyler the Creator, "Sticky." Her part,
Mm-hmm.
that part, her part goes really hard. I don't know. I mean, chicks are. I feel like chicks are really taking over the industry
really well right now.
really well. And I used to not be a fan of like listening to like chick music because I thought, you know, my masculinity was going to be like
I don't
taking a
know.
hit.
Paramore, always great.
Paramore's a different story.
Halsey, always great.
Halsey's good too. Yeah. I don't know. That's
Avril
just
Lavigne had bops.
Avril Lavigne did have some good songs. Yeah, I'll still throw her on every once in a while. But yeah, and as far as like the men's scene of music, I feel like a lot of guys, in my opinion, a lot of guys have just been resorting back to like that emo rock, punk rock phase. I know me personally, I've been listening to a ton of like Fall Out Boy.
Yep. Young Giant.
Yep, Young the Giant. Who else? Who else are some good ones?
Why are we both blanking?
Panic at the Disco is like on that list.
That's what we're both looking for there.
Who's the people that sing Secondhand Serenade? Secondhand Serenade.
That Secondhand Serenade seems fall for you.
Teenagers,
like all that sort of stuff. I think we're getting the point across, but
yeah, I've been bumping a lot of that. Blink 182.
Yep.
Just that genre of music. I feel like has I don't know if you throw Hozier in there.
Take Me to Church era doesn't.
I don't think that counts as like the punk rock era. Like, I don't know. I could be wrong, but that kind of has a stranglehold on me lately. I'll find myself randomly like singing, "I got your picture, I'm coming with you." You know? Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
So that's made a big comeback. What about you? What have you been listening to?
It's back to all that stuff as well for me.
Like, and I don't know what it is. Is it social media just like planting that in front of us and like, hey, you guys are gonna start power driving listening to this stuff again?
I don't know if it's necessarily that. I feel like after the Drake Kendrick beef, like no great rap, like we're not getting great albums anymore.
Yeah.
Like, and what we grew up with doesn't really make albums anymore. Like the last time where I like was really excited that an album came out was the Carter 5.
Yeah.
I mean, like Eminem's not what he used to be. Kanye is
He's
Kanye. I don't think anyone's really ever known. And I just feel like there's a lot of, and also once you get past a certain age, you kind of listen to a little bit more country.
Yeah, I mean, we've
Like,
had this conversation once before. I swore it off, and now it's pretty prevalent in my life.
oh, I
day to
couldn't
day.
get you to listen to it like freshman, sophomore, junior year of college. Senior year, something happened. We were allowed to listen to country again. It was a great time.
A flip, like a switch just flipped for me, and boom. I might even listen to country more than you do now.
I would say you've always listened to way more music than I have, and so I think that would be a fair statement.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just crazy to think about like this generation's music. It really feels like it's being split into like two different extremes. You got the raw, like emotional anthems on one side, and then like on the other side, you have the unapologetically like bold in your face tracks. You know.
Yeah, I don't think there's really an in between.
And then you have dubstep. What happened to dubstep, dude?
I think there's still a place for dubstep. I think it's just,
It's like house now. It's like EDM house music.
yeah, but I think that's also partially the, like, when it doesn't filter into music anymore. I think it's just so specifically to one side. Like Fred again, phenomenal EDM house guy. But I feel like it just doesn't filter. Like, he's not mixing in. Marshmello had his little wave where he was doing it, but he kind of moved all over to one side where he was doing collabs, but the collabs weren't heavy. So I don't know. And you even had that with Calvin Harris and
Avicii,
all
Swedish
of those.
House Mafia, Don't You Worry Child. Oh, dude. I'm not gonna lie, that genre of music, and I remember when that genre came out swinging in like the late 2000s and like early, I guess,
I would say it was
2010s.
early to mid
2010s.
2010s.
Yeah. It felt like you couldn't go to like a party or a club or a festival and you wouldn't.
I couldn't walk around my apartment without that being the case.
Yeah. I mean, we
That's
were
what it was like.
we
It
were
was,
guilty. We were guilty
oh,
of bumping the wub wub, the wub 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 wub.
and we do it at really unfortunate times.
It dominated the scene though. Like Skrillex and Dead Mal 5, they were everywhere, dude. Peaked
Yeah.
for a year and then just poof, vanished. So does
Yeah.
Skrillex even make songs anymore?
I couldn't tell you.
It blows
I
my
couldn't tell you
mind.
last time I would have heard one either.
I want to talk more about this evolution of music, dude, because it blows my mind. Because you think about, like, we'll start with like the 70s, 80s, and a little bit of 90s. 90s was more like the grunge era, but the 70s, 80s
Yeah,
was
I would say even in the 80s, you kind of started getting the,
it's like the classic rock was like huge.
yeah, but that 70s, you had the late 60s and the 70s, you had like the Eagles. You
Yeah.
had, what else was in there?
And the 60s, I
Allman
don't know
Brothers
too
Band,
much.
all
Yeah.
of that. And then you moved into what, early Metallica, early stuff like that. And then by mid 90s, it's all grunge. Like, you
Grunge.
get Gobsmacked, you get Five Finger Death Punch, all of those showing up.
Yeah.
But I mean, those were iconic, and then the rap scene starts showing up, which,
and the 2000, like early 2000s.
I mean, late 1990s, early 2000s, which opens up a whole different wave of R&B. Country just kind of keeps plugging along in its own lane.
Country's always stayed like stagnant, but I feel like now country has a huge prevalence.
I would say that country has always stayed in its own lane, and now it's kind of doing this with new age stuff where
it's like it's a new
not
genre.
just three chords and the truth.
Yeah, it's a new genre. It's like you got that pop country stuff that Morgan Wallen does, and even Luke Combs at times. But then
Jack
you
Ryan,
also
very new, I don't even know if he can fall into country, but yeah.
It's like they're creating their own genre, which is kind of interesting. But let's not to forget about alt rock. I feel like alternative rock. What era was that? That was like 2012?
5 to 2005 even. Like, you go back.
Even now.
Green Day, kind of the start of it. And then
like
you would
Imagine
have
Dragons.
Yeah, but I would also, that's where you also have your Fall Out Boys, your Panics, your Young
Yeah.
the Giants, your Bombay Bicycle Club. Like, that list is huge for me.
Yeah.
Of what I really listened to in high school was that.
Yeah. Yeah. See, I think the reason that I'm going back to that era is because I never was exposed to it growing up.
Oh, that's where I grew up. Was that era?
I was more exposed because of my dad being my dad. Classic rock, so like Aerosmith, Bruce Springsteen, Pink Floyd, AC/DC, Kiss, those guys.
I was one era before that with mine.
Yeah.
So like I got Pink Floyd, but then I would also get the Eagles, Allman Brothers,
Yeah.
Clearwater Creedence Revival. Like, all of those were Beatles, Monkees. All of that was where I grew up, and then moved into the
I think that's really why I've just been like bumping that stuff, because it's really like a new genre of music for me, because I haven't heard it. Well, I mean, I've heard it, but never really like got behind it. Like, yeah. So now that's like all I've been listening to in the gym is that, and then obviously, I still throw in my classic rock and country, but it's fresh, feels good. Just music has evolved so much throughout the years, and it's going to continue to evolve. What would you say your favorite, I guess, era of music? Like, if you had to pick one generation, one genre.
It would be like what I could put on to listen to forever. If I got one left, it would be the
Classic rock.
Music. Not classic.
Really?
I would go that area from like 2005 to like 2015. The Imagine Dragons, we've already listed them, but the Green Days, all of that sort of stuff.
See, that's shocking to me.
Yeah, that's where I would fall. Because like you can get upbeat songs in there, you can go slow in there, and so you can get a lot of different stuff. Whereas the other option for me would actually be country.
Really? That just, it blows me away, because you and I remember very vaguely, made a like over 250 song playlist of just classic rock stuff.
I mean, the great part is that you and I shared Spotify from how close, like legit, how many days in a row we would see each other.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah, we made a ton of playlists. And if you guys
like, I just sit here and I can scroll through them and I'm like, wow. Yeah. Like, these are all stuff that we created together. I have all of them here still, and these are all playlists.
And that's a telltale. Like, if you guys ever want to like see how music has changed throughout like the years, look me and Baker up on Spotify.
Oh yeah,
just go to one of our like yours. Yeah,
I still go to. That was a knock.
All right, it's Noah. He's going to a movie. I think that he's going to, I don't know, some World War movie. But yeah, I mean, you think about like how music has changed throughout the years. Just go to one of our playlists and go to like the first one we made, and then go to the next one, and so on and so forth. It's actually
so was Marshall was I think the first playlist you and I ever put together, and I couldn't tell you the reason at all.
I don't know. There's probably alcohol involved, but read off some songs that were on that.
Let me go find it.
I'm curious to see what this.
Yeah, it's the original one. Good Times Roll, Get Lucky, Gold Digger, Die Young, House Party, Crushing It, Hell of a Life, Shorts and Squats. You like it.
Yesterday.
Outro, Wasted, Shots, Levels, Cake by the Ocean, My House, You Got Me.
There's that what I was talking about, the like the house EDM, like dubstep, Tiesto. We had Wasted by Tiesto. Do you remember that song? I like us better when I'm wasted, or whenever we're wasted, whatever. Yeah. It's crazy how far we've come with music, and we're gonna look back on this.
Party Rockin', Studio, Hell of a Night, King Kunta.
Yeah,
We Them Boys. I'm just scrolling. There's a couple. Weekend. Oh, right. That Mac Miller Good AM just came out right when we made this.
Yeah, that was what, like freshman, sophomore year.
Yeah, this would have been within the first 4 weeks of freshman year.
Yeah. So let's take a transition here. Transition. Let's we are approaching college football playoffs.
Yeah.
And the lineups are already set, and we want to talk about our predictions. But first, let's talk about who's playing, and then Baker, do you want to kick us off?
Yeah, I'll go first matchups. So day one is Clemson, Texas, as the 4 p.m. game. Game two of that is Tennessee, Ohio State as the 8 p.m. game. Yeah, I think one of those games is really fun. One of those games could be fun if you don't get a good Texas.
Yeah. Well, I still think Clemson's overrated.
I don't disagree, but Texas has managed to play to the level of teams sometimes.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. They
And
have been playing
what Quinn
down.
Ewers are you seen? I feel like every so often Sark just rips him out of the game to let Arch Manning go have a series just for Quinn Ewers to reset.
And it's kind of like a reality check too for him.
Yeah, and that was the great part of Arch Manning's little time when Quinn Ewers was hurt, was he kind of got to say, I'm right here.
He showed he could do it too.
Yeah.
He put up performances. Granted, he still has a little bit of growing to do, but that's his Texas team next year.
Oh yeah, that's his season. He's got to be in the list for early Heisman.
Yeah,
but
they have their guy. They definitely have their guy. Let's read through first all of them.
Texas, Clemson. I got Texas. Ohio State, Tennessee is going to be a banger of a game. I have Ohio State. I think they survive. I don't think they win. I think they survive.
Tennessee's playing great ball. I'm going with Ohio State on this one too. As far as Texas Clemson goes, I have Texas beating Clemson. I still think they're overrated. Next two games. Yeah,
SMU Penn State is the noon game that day, and the day before is Indiana Notre Dame at 8 p.m. on the 20th. What do you got in those two?
Hear me out on this one. I got SMU pulling the upset on Penn State.
Absolutely, I agree.
I think Penn State is always overrated. And I had this argument with one of my fellow Facebook friends where she was trying to talk shit about Florida State, which is totally understandable. We sucked this year. We admit it. But Penn State can't win the big games. And they've proven that over and over and over again.
That's what I'm worried about for Ohio State. But it's not a top 5 game. Ipso facto, I think Ryan Day does it. Back to SMU Penn State. I don't feel like Penn State has been a top 10 team in 10 years, but they're always in the top 10 because they win everything that's not a big game and they only play one a year.
They are consistent. I give them that.
They consistently lose big games.
They consistently lose big games. Next game, Indiana, Notre Dame. This is a tough one for me because I do like both teams. I think Notre Dame has the slight edge and has potential to go to the semifinals, if I'm being honest with you.
You think they beat Georgia?
I think Georgia's severely overrated.
Then is Texas overrated?
Yeah, of course.
Who's not overrated?
You're not going to like this.
I'm willing for anything.
Ohio State.
I think Ohio State's one of the more overrated.
I think, and you'll hear my take after this, and obviously we haven't said the next 4 teams yet, but I think Ohio State makes it to the semifinals.
Negative.
If not the Natty. I think Ryan Day pulls his head out of his ass because he knows he's on the chopping block.
I think the worst thing that could happen to Ohio State is they win the national championship and Ryan Day gets a new contract.
Yeah.
That's the worst thing that could happen for Ohio State.
That's true because
now, do you take the championship and then just ride off another couple of years? Or does Ryan Day put his foot in the ground and actually win a couple big games for a couple of years?
With as much money as they spent, man, they should be winning games, dude. I hate to see it, but let's talk about next quarterfinals. We didn't say Indiana Notre Dame. I think Notre Dame takes it. Yeah, I think
Indiana only played one big game. They lost it. They have no. They're there. They're not there. You know.
Yeah, I think I agree with you on that one. Notre Dame takes it. And it's a cakewalk for him. I think. I like Indiana. I really
Line's
do.
Currently Notre Dame 7.5.
Okay. Yeah, I would take that.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I don't like if it was 6.5, I'd instant lock. I don't super love. We're not gambling advice.
Never.
But Indiana is not to me, they're not that good. Ohio State convincingly beat them, and I'm not convinced on Ohio State.
Bake's not sold on Ohio State.
All right, we'll jump back to the top. We'll go with what we consensus picked.
Well, hang on. We got first round. Yeah, I was gonna say first round buys.
Yeah, that's where we introduce these teams. We'll be okay.
Yeah.
So jump back to the top. Texas, Arizona State.
Okay. Yep. Texas, Arizona State for you. I'm gonna go with.
You have Clemson beating Texas?
No, I got Texas beating Clemson. I got Texas playing against Arizona State next round.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Yeah, I said Texas versus Arizona State.
Oh, you said for you, and I'm like, did you take something different here?
No. I got to go with Texas on this one.
Yeah,
against Arizona State.
Texas by. I think Arizona State. Kenny Dillingham did a great job.
For sure.
They have a very good running back. I think it's closer than a lot of people will think. It's an away game, so Texas does not get to play at home. It will be at the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. So
it's going to be a tough matchup for them. I love Arizona State's running back. I'm with you.
Yeah, dog.
I'm with you.
I think
I don't know.
Top 2, and he's not 1.
Yeah, I don't. Well, come on. You have Ashton Genty.
Yeah, that's why I said he's top 2 and he's not 1.
Oh, I thought you said he is 1.
No.
Yeah, I got Texas slightly beating them, probably by a margin of like 6.
I got 10.
3-6.
I think it'll be 10 field goal.
Yeah. So all right, next.
Oregon. Did we have split opinions here? No. Oregon, Ohio State.
Oregon.
I think Oregon got screwed the most.
I'm just kidding. You know I'm taking Ohio State, baby. Give me Ohio State. Let's go.
In the rematch, it's a hard rematch. It's in the Rose Bowl, so it is much more local to Oregon.
That first game was
1 point, 30-31.
It was a heck
and
of a game.
it was a late slide. They had the timeout. They were in field goal range. Quarterback did not go down early enough.
Yep. I think Ohio State learns from their mistakes and beats Oregon in another tough matchup.
Yeah, I think it's
very tough matchup.
Yeah, I think it'll be within a field goal.
Yeah, for sure we'll be within a field goal. But Ohio State barely skates by that one. They get some questionable calls. So continue, Brother Baker.
I think Oregon got screwed the most here out of anyone in the whole thing. They're the number 1 team, and their current road looks like Ohio State, Texas, and Georgia to win the national title.
Yeah, that's a very tough look for them. But you know, Oregon's been playing some top ball. I really like their quarterback.
Dylan Gabriel is an absolute dog. You're frozen
for
me. I don't know if we're just disconnected fully, but
you're frozen for me. It looks like you're like glitching out a little bit.
Oh well, if they can hear us, they can hear us. Next one, we both took SMU, so SMU Boise State.
SMU Boise State for our next one. Boise State has that running back, Ashton Genty. If SMU can find a way to stop him,
which nobody has
nobody's done that yet. SMU is my wild card. Okay. SMU, if they can find a way to stop them, they win this game. But if not, Boise State runs all over them. I'm taking Boise State.
I'm taking Boise State, and these are the New Year's Eve, New Year's Day games. 1 New Year's Eve game, 3 New Year's Day games. You will not find me anywhere but a couch that day.
Oh, absolutely. With beers loaded.
Oh, yeah. The cooler might be sitting next to me.
Yeah, honestly. All right, moving to the next one.
So, not quite. For me, the interesting part is when we have March Madness, we expect upsets.
Of course,
I expect the 12 to beat a 5 or a 13 to beat a 4. I expect it to go left. The great part here is that we now get to find out how much that happens in this. Like, can SMU really go dancing and end
I
up
think
in
they
the
can.
semifinal?
I think they can. I mean, let's take a look at the SMU Clemson game that was just played. It was a phenomenal game that went down to the wire. Clemson came out striking. They came out punching. But SMU quickly picked back up.
Yeah,
I think a lot of people sleep on SMU. And that's why I said if they can stop this kid, I think they have a chance to win this game.
yeah.
And I do think they have a chance to make the semifinals. I wouldn't say natty, but I
No,
like
I think it would
SMU.
be really hard to get through. I have Boise State winning that game.
I
Uh,
do. As much as I want to take SMU, I gotta take Boise State.
yeah, I think Ashton Genty just does his thing. I mean, no one's been able to figure it out. It's just a hard road trying to stop a very well-oiled running machine.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what they are. Next matchup would be Georgia Notre Dame. I think that was our consensus.
Yep.
I think Georgia walks them. I don't
I
think it's
think Notre
close.
Dame. I got Notre Dame upsetting them.
Interesting. I think Georgia finally gets a little bit of a break. They get a little bit of time off. They have a lot of time to prepare. They don't play till New Year's.
Yeah. Is Carson Beck back?
It doesn't matter. Their backup quarterback already proved he can do it. If he can do it against Texas, he can do it against Notre Dame. I don't think much matters there. Carson Beck sometimes even actively plays for the other team.
Yeah, he
So,
does.
so I think it's one of those things where the backup got it done against Texas. I don't think there's much stopping the worry there. You give Carson Beck 2 weeks, 3 weeks off to basically do nothing. Just game
Yeah.
install is what you're kind of doing at this point.
Yeah.
I don't think you need to worry about
Power
health.
swiping on Tinder. Yeah,
Ugh.
I mean, I could see your point on that. I gotta pick an underdog here with Notre Dame. I think Notre Dame's due for a decent run, just because they're always good,
I
but they
felt
always
like
get
that
kind of
run would have
shafted.
come with Kyle Hamilton a couple years ago, though.
Yeah, maybe so, but
I don't know.
all right. On to the semis. We have Texas, and you have Oregon in there. I have Ohio State. You go first.
This is one of the weird ones. I have Oregon beating Texas here. I think the fact that Texas just had a whole shot in their armor against Georgia twice now, I think the fear is there, and Dylan Gabriel is a dog.
Yeah,
He's
he
good.
is.
He has receivers. They're oiled. They've won the big game. They've already been put to the sword. I think Oregon ends up in the natty here.
Okay. I had Texas and Ohio State in this one.
Yes.
Ohio State beats them.
Okay.
I have Ohio State beating them in another close battle, but I think it's by a touchdown. At the end of the day, I'm going with Ohio State. I'm riding with my boys. They're not my boys.
Okay.
They're actually Casey's boys, but I'm riding with them this playoffs because I want to see them succeed.
After seeing Casey's performance in fantasy, I don't know how much he knows ball. You
Sheesh.
take
Taking a
Boise.
shot.
I took Boise, and I think we both.
I took
You
Notre
took
Dame.
Notre Dame. I took Georgia. So you what? I have Georgia Oregon in my. I went boring, but I went honest and realistic.
I'm taking Notre Dame.
Yeah, so you have the 7-8, so you just love dancing, and I respect it. I wish I had that faith. I just don't. If I was if you pick my matchup. I give you Oregon, Georgia in the final, and I'll pick your matchup.
Okay. All right. I think Oregon wins. That matchup against Georgia. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. All right. What you got for me?
I have Ohio State winning that. If they play
I was hoping you said Notre Dame because I think Notre Dame could take the whole thing, bro. I really do.
Really?
I think they can.
How much
really
Notre Dame ball have you watched this year?
Enough.
Lord.
Yeah. We'll see. I mean, it's when's the start? December Is it the
First game
20th,
is
the
that
first
Friday
round?
night, Indiana
Yeah.
Notre Dame. They put it on Friday because that's going to be the most boring game of the weekend. Because both of those teams are legitimately playing for 12th place in my mind.
We will recap. Go ahead.
SMU Clemson, just because they made it there in their ACC, are playing for 11th and 10th place to get knocked out. For me, whoever loses in Notre Dame, Indiana is 12th place.
Okay, that's fair. We will recap because I know we made picks at the beginning of the season, and our picks were probably not even relatively close because we had Florida State. Yeah,
we had Miami.
Idiots.
I think some good. I was right on Oregon.
Georgia,
right on
Ohio
Georgia,
State, Texas,
Ohio.
I think we took Penn State as well.
One of us did. One of us didn't. I don't know.
Regardless,
we'll go over where we actually pull those lists again.
Yeah, we're gonna go back and watch game film and figure it out. Like Bake's probably got it all written down right here.
I might actually have it right behind me.
I'd have to go back and take a look at mine.
We might have to rewatch the episode, or no, I have the first round. Never mind, got it right here.
Hey.
I went Georgia, Ohio State, FSU, Utah, Texas, Oregon, Penn State, Notre Dame, Alabama, Clemson, Kansas State, Liberty.
You know, and you got half.
4, 5, 6, 7. I'm over half. I got 7.
Yeah.
Before
Utah really.
One of those teams ended up dead last in the country. So mind business.
Mind business. All right. Hey, episode 20. We've been talking about it the past couple of weeks. It's coming up. Christmas special. A very Merry Christmas special with the Godfather and the Fueler.
I'm terrified.
I am excited. We have a lot of things.
I'm terrified.
It's going to be great. Beers are going to be flowing. Conversations are going to be going. It's going to be a great time. Baker, strap in. Listeners, strap on. And because episode 20, A Very Merry Christmas special, is coming out really soon. We will be recording that within the next week. Thank you guys for all the continuous support. Baker, you have anything else you want to add, brother?
No, I'm looking forward to that episode. It would be fun to talk to Tim Chestnut, see what they think about Christmas and how we should approach it.
Yeah, getting festive. We're in the spirit. We have like 2.5 weeks till Christmas. Today's the 11th.
Today's Wednesday, 2 weeks exactly.
We are fired up. Already started shopping. So
I have too. I've actually done a good amount of shopping, so.
Cool. All right, brother. Well, thank you for joining me. As always, MensTown Roundtable, where it's always July. We will see you guys for the Christmas special next week. Much love.
Episode 19.
20.
Next week, 19.
This one's 19. All right, later.